Hi, it's James Harrison. It's time for Tip Tuesday and the first one of the big videos of the Pad-o-rama. Before I get too deeply into this, I do want to say that I'm doing a comparison of pads. I'm not getting into the logistics of the companies on delivery times and stuff like that and whatnot. I haven't had the kind of experiences that I've read that a lot of other people have had, so this is really not an open forum to bash the companies as much as it is for me to just tell you about the pads. Now, you've already seen a video posted about the Quiet Tone by Sabian. I'm just going to quickly say that today's pads, I'm going to go through them pretty quickly, is about pads that have rims or hoops on them of some kind. So this is a Quiet Tone pad. Again, it's already done another video, but quickly, because I call it a mute, it will set on a drum and give you a muted snare sound, or you could put it on a table with a real pad. So it's already in another video. You can check that out. Okay, that being said, these are marching sticks I've got right here. The first pad I'm going to talk about today is by Drum Slinger. Now, if I hold this up, you might see a ring in there because of the light that's on. This is a pad Drum Slinger, a guy named Bill Olson owns. Made this pad for me in Boise State colors. It did take a while to get the pad, but that being said, I didn't order the pad. I asked him about it. I met him at a trade show. We were across from each other and whatnot. And he said, yeah, I'll make you a pad. I can make one in Boise State colors. And then he brought it back to me at a different trade show quite a while later. And we had text back and forth asking about what color do you want, how do you want this and whatnot. So it wasn't something that was an immediate order that he had to get to. It was just on his free time. That being said, what I'm going to play today is there's the Drum Slinger pad. It uses a real head. This is a rainbow pinstripe. The pad itself is about 12 inches with a kind of a heavy type hoop. It's got a wood base and a porthole where the other pad is and some stuff in there for reinforcement. I like the pad a lot. It's got a great sound and a great feel to it. I do know they make marching sizes with Kevlar heads. You can check that out. And I think after a little bit of trouble, they may be kind of back going again. Here we have the ProLogic pad. This is American made. It's got a rubber backing. It also has cutouts in the wood so it'll fit on a stand. There's been a video shot of this already. This is probably the quietest of all the pads I have. This pad will probably dent your sticks up the most. It is a metal ring of some kind with a coating over it. This also has a couple of inserts to make it even quieter if you want. This is the Russ Miller signature pad. These are Vader MD4 marching sticks. This also has a brush insert. A little disclaimer on this, I probably need to set it somewhere where it can warm up a little bit. I don't know if it was temperature changes or what. This was actually stored with this underneath and this on top, and somehow this is kind of bowed a little bit. I'm sure that a little bit of heat, not from an oven or anything, but just putting it out in the sun for a minute would allow this to soften up and go back. Okay? Next, I'm going to do the Zymox pad. This has an insert in it. If you listen, it's got some BBs in there, and I have a bag that came with it. I bought this used off of somebody, so again, I did not order this directly from the company, and I didn't have to go through the trials and tribulations that sometimes people talk about with Zymox. I'm getting it. It's used. The pad itself is somewhere around 10 inches, and then it's got like a synthetic green hoop on it. Obviously, you can get it in different colors. It's replaceable. I've heard of people cracking them. I've never done it. It has notches to hold the sticks, and again, it has a sound of some BBs. You can put it on a table. Okay, it works well. It's pretty heavy to carry around, but it is small enough to fit in a backpack. Zymox is very popular. This particular surface is pretty hard. Try to emulate a marching drum. I'm sure it's just a hard it almost looks like a carbon fiber type of thing, but it's to emulate Kevlar. Okay. Next, I'm going to bring in the Salyers Stealth Pad. Okay, this is a synthetic hoop of some kind. Rubber on the bottom of the pad. Again, another plate where it can make a snare sound. If I put it just on the table, this is as it comes. It also has notches to hold the sticks. You can adjust the snare tension on this one from the side. You can't do that on some of the other ones. You can look up my YouTube page. I did a complete video on this pad. It's a lot lighter than the Zymox, and here it is just in the air if you want to hear how it sounds. And again, you can adjust those snares with this button knob on the side, turn them all the way off. You can also get, now this is a laminate that Bruce Salyers sent me. It goes on a different pad. I haven't put it on yet, but you can get this pad with a laminate that it actually fits, and it will kind of give you this sound. A lot more articulate, a lot more leaning toward the marching type sounds. Next, we have the off-road pad. It's very similar in design to the Salyers pad. It is a synthetic hoop again, with, I'm not sure what kind of rubber it is. It's on both sides. It's very popular. It has again, you could play on this side. It doesn't have any kind of snare mechanism. They've been out for quite a while. They're very popular. My downside of the off-world pad compared to most, if you play like a real drum and you move, it gets quieter as you go. This one, when you get slightly off center, is a little bit louder. It has a little bit more resonance when you get off that center, so that's not truly how a drum would react, but it's a nice pad, and they're very durable. The next pad I'm going to talk about is very unique. I have it on a towel because it is actually a drum and a pad at the same time. It's made by JamesAnimalHarrison. It's real hoop, a real shell, and there's a rubber pad here with a insert here, or just stuck on top. That's kind of like a hard laminate. It does have cutouts in the hoops on 2 different locations, so you can put sticks in different ways. On the insert, pretty loud, nice insert. What's unique about this particular one is it actually is a drum. When you turn it over, it has a Kevlar Remo head on it, and it has, again, hoops with notches, and it can be a real drum. Okay, so this is a drum pad all in one. When you hold it up and play it, you actually don't hear the snares, which is pretty unique. It's pretty heavy because it's an actual drum and a pad. The snares are actually on the underside of this head, so it kind of has a little bit of that pipe band feel to it. Pipe band drum. So there you go. A quick overview of several of the pads on the market. Again, the Pro Logic, this is the Russ Miller pad, the Zymox pad, the Salyers Percussion Stealth pad, the Off-World pad, JamesAnimalHarrison drum practice pad with the hard insert, the Drum Slinger practice pad, and of course the Quiet-Tone drum mute, which is in a different video. Those are all the ones I have that actually have some kind of hoop on them, either real or synthetic. Check them out.